2015. It's the Eltham Football Club taking on Northcote Park. We're just looking to see that all spectators are off the ground and we're ready to go now as the umpire goes to the centre circle, holds the ball aloft, and we are underway here in the first semi-final for 2015.
There goes Ollie McEwen for the first hit out of the day. Gets it down to De Bruin. He had first hands on it, and Taglieri came in and locked the ball up inside. Umpire's eventually going to blow his whistle, and we will have a secondary stoppage right in the centre of the Preston City Oval to get things underway. Here goes the umpire. He throws it up, and it is De Paolo this time coming over the top. Billy Glasgow got a soccer in there, got it up to half forward. Merkel couldn't get his hands on it. Billy Glasgow goes again and then kicks a high up and under into a pack of about 5 or 6. Taglieri had hands on it, couldn't bring in the mark. Brazil was in there tight and tough as well. And the free kick has been plucked out. It's going to go to that man, Brazil, who might have been impeded as he went in and got the footy. He's got it about 55 metres out from goal. He decides to launch it long in the Williamson direction. He's got a good run at it. He's not going to clunk it. Ball at ground level. Umpire says it's a free kick to Northcote Park. Williamson might have knocked out his direct opponent out of the way, so it is going to be a Northcote ball at fullback. One-on-ones
all around the ground. Not too many loose men in defence to start off with for either side. Short little kick out of fullback finds Sutton standing in the heart of his defensive 50 here for Northcote Park. Wearing their white away strip this afternoon. Eltham in their Essendon Bombers colours, of course. Sutton exits defensive 50, bounces that one up to Shaw, who takes it. Had a man on the outside overlapping in Boscarini, who now finds Schultz, who was the man of the match last week, and he goes inside forward 50, but puts it straight into the arms of Richardson. He had the mark, I thought, but the umpire said he didn't hold it long enough, so the ball hits the deck inside the Northcote Park forward 50.
I think he's knocked himself out too.
Yeah, he's lying on the ground, Lockie Richardson.
Holding the face. We did see last week as well, Bandura lose a player early to a facial injury, of course, in the first 2 minutes of their contest as well. That was Ben Young, and Richardson now 2 trainers around him. The umpire's going to have to stop the play because he's right in the line of fire at the moment as well. So he's slow to his feet. He's just got up now, but he's groggy, isn't he? He's hit his head on the turf. There's no doubting that. And Lockie Richardson, what are we now? Just shy of 2 minutes into this first semi-final, and let's hope for Eltham's sake that that's not the last time we say his name throughout the afternoon.
What happened there? Did he face plant into the turf or something?
He went back with the flight with it was a courageous effort. He really flew hard to try and reel that mark in. Got 2 hands on it, and then when he was going for the second grab, he just stretched a bit further, and then his head just whacked. The back of his head whacked on the turf, and he felt it straight away. As we get things underway once again, as Richardson is ushered off the ground, De Paolo knocked it down, McLennan got wrapped up. But he is an important player, Lockie Richardson. Let's hope, as Sam said, that's not the last of him we'll see this afternoon.
And Zito's going to be the player who replaces Heath.
De Paolo won it down to McCabe. He got wrapped up in a big tackle there by Shaw. And we will go again.
Shaw, one of the real standouts last week with 4 goals in that semi-final win, and enjoyed most of his success kicking to the City end of the ground, particularly in the last quarter.
Just shy of 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. De Paolo taps that one down. Coming through there, Gilbert. Good to see him back in the team. He'll add some defensive solidity to this Eltham team. And that one's gone to ground again, so another stoppage inside Northcote Park's forward line. Umpires this afternoon, Daniel Compton, Andrew Stephen and Adam Walker. Ball thrown up, comes back down. Burns has a bit of space to work with here. Hot on his heels is Woods as well. McLennan's there, gets it back from Northcote Park. Handball's forward. Merkel wants to get on the end of it. He was legged. So Merkel will receive a free kick in defence for the Panthers. He's got Zito short on the near side if he wants. You can see Northcote Park have set up the zone on half-back, just guarding the space. So the kick out from the back pocket comes out the near side, just beneath our commentary position on half-back, but it's gone out of bounds on the full. So Harmit Singh, the playing coach for Northcote Park, has it at right half forward. Sends that one long to the hot spot for the Cougars. There's 3 underneath it. Shaw's there. Ball hits the deck. Coming through there with the Eltham defenders, and they're taking the ground, and there'll be another stoppage.
Every single number, 36 players in the forward half here for Northcote Park. Umpire to throw the ball up once again, and it is De Paolo wins it down. Billy Glasgow with the clearance, tries to find his brother Louis now at ground level. Here going in hard. Nice work here by Sutton to get the ball back in Northcote Park hands. Kick partially smothered. Woods is going to be the first one to get hands on it. His kick partially smothered too. Going in hard is Carter. Also Zito at ground level. Handball out into a bit of space. Davies had a hand on it for a second, then lost it. Now charging through. This is good work here on this occasion by Colopy, but he got wrapped up, and it's going to be an Eltham ball at half-back. Zito.
So Eltham doing well enough to stem the flow of the Northcote Park players coming forward. Zito has it in his defensive 50. Comes out the near side. A big fly from Capillari out the back. Couldn't take it. Davies goes after it. Gets knocked off the ball by Wood. Coming through there are Eltham numbers in Taglieri. Now Merkel. Spitting his way out of trouble is Zito. Hook and kick around the body up towards half-back. A bit too heavy for DePaolo. Out the back Sutton. Spits that one out. Eltham will get hands to the footy again with Taglieri, who now alleviates a bit of pressure and finds the reprieving kick and goes backwards to Evans, who now flares to the outer side. Just making the kick to the outer side there. Marking was McCabe, who now overlaps Valance. Kick up the wing. That one's going to spiral towards the boundary line. And just getting a fingertip to it, but seeing it over the line is Sean Brazil.
Well, they had to switch that time there. They couldn't go down the line. The big fella for Northcote Park, McEwen, had just plonked himself on centre wing there in front of the grandstand, so forced to switch, but they'd be happy with the start, having not conceded after the first 5 minutes, kicking into a pretty sturdy breeze.
5.5 gone, no score. Taglieri went third man up. Rogers had a hand on it. Now swinging around the corner is Vark. Gets it deep inside forward 50. Pappas and Caulfield were the two underneath the ball, but they both let it knock out of bounds for one boundary throw-in.
Very impressed with Daniel Caulfield last week, having to take a more key defensive posts. Obviously Gilbert coming back in will help him in defensive 50, as there's been a free kick plucked out of this one from the boundary throw-in. So Eltham again will have it inside their defensive 50. Haven't gone forward too many occasions. It's been locked inside the Northcote Park forward line for the last 3 minutes or so. That kick from McCabe holds up in the breeze and goes out of bounds on the full. So Northcote Park will get another chance to go inside 50 again.
Might see a bit of that throughout the afternoon. The wind, as we said, at its strongest, probably as strong as we've seen it over the past 5 years or so at Preston City Oval, so difficult to really work into.
Blowing hard down the city side as Schultz goes short to Davies and sends that one long towards full forward. Shaw flew. McLennan will get the crumbs down in front and centre. Handballs backwards to O'Connell, but the handball was wayward and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in, forward pocket.
All 36 players currently in the Northcote Park, attacking half of the ground, and most of which are inside that attacking 50 for the Cougars, so there's very little room to work into.
Shaw won it down, looking for McLennan. He couldn't get hands on it. Now barging through there at the bottom of the pack is Fark. Little handball came out. A lot of numbers around the ball. Glasgow, Evans. Here's Rogers. Gave it over to that man in Louis Glasgow. He goes with a right foot kick up towards the wing. It's going to bounce in front of Barnes-Webb and Wallace. Tracking it now, trying to pick it up. Barnes-Webb will give him a shepherd, and then he'll get the handball from him. And now into the middle of the ground goes Barnes-Webb. He finds Ollie McEwen. He can open up the Preston City Oval here with a handball. Gives it over to, I think it was O'Connell, into half forward. Taking the mark now is Luke Svark. And he's done well, hard running to get the possession after he was involved earlier.
I think anyone who takes a mark 50 metres out kicking to the city end of the ground is entitled to have a shot here today. There was a few Northcote Park runners trying to make space inside 50, but given the extra carry you get with the breeze, it's worth at least 10 metres. I think he's well within his rights to go back, and he's certainly been a goal kicker this year, Luke Svark, one of the probably leading contenders for Northcote Park's best and fairest, the Malloy medal. And he comes in now for the first score of the afternoon. Luke Svark kicking from 50, shot on goal, looks pretty good.
Bang.
And Northcote Park have the first goal of the 2015 first semi-final. They're 1 goal straight 6. Eltham hasn't scored. We have gone in this opening quarter 8 minutes. Finally, we've got a score on the board.
Took a while, 8 minutes to get our first score of the day. It is Northcote Park through Luke Svark, who gets the opening goal. So 1 straight, players yet to score. Northcote Park have had all the forward movement. Eltham have had to defend vehemently. Ball thrown back up in the middle. McEwen taps that one down. Taglieri gets a little finger on the way through. Finding his way through, I think, was Glasgow. In there as well. Louis Glasgow, ball thrown up for a secondary stoppage. McEwen taps that one down. Burns coming through, couldn't take it. Rogers is there as well. Now emerging with it is Dukas, who goes long inside forward 50, hoping for a target. Billy Glasgow's there. It bounces once in front of him. He's got Wallace hot on his heels. Wallace just gets a little toe away. Billy Glasgow goes again, taken to ground. And Eltham will see a stoppage inside their forward 50.
So first opportunity for a score here for the Panthers, deep inside the forward half, as Jordan just alluded to. The umpire to throw it up, it will be McEwen going up against Williamson. Williamson tried to flick it out the back to Taglieri at ground level. De Bruin socket off the ground. And a free kick has been plucked out of there. It's going to be a ball at full back for Svark. Sorry, Carter rather. He goes long down the line, looking for a tall target. O'Connell came to meet the ball. Capillari was there as well. Sutton gave it to Davies. Davies into the middle of the ground. Beautiful kick. Splits it open. Here's Boscarini. He wants to play on straight away. Does decide to. His kick isn't going to favour Donaldson. He's going to have to be good here. Bounce doesn't favour him either. Burns got it to Woods, who copped a massive hit. And he's going to get a free kick as well. Will be an Anton Woods ball at half-back. And he's got a lead on further afield. He decides to go in that direction. Good mark taken to the man presenting to the ball, Zito. And he wants to turn and go straight away as well, looking for Merkel, but the kick was awry, and it went straight down the throat of Ollie McEwen. He gave it off to Carter. Carter looking for McLennan, and once again, another turnover straight into the arms of McCabe, and it will be an Eltham ball between wing and half-back.
10 minutes gone here in the first term. It's a very slow start to this game. Just the one goal and lots of back and forth as that kick goes up the line. Northcote Park hands sees that one over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw in centre wing just under the grandstand.
So we have gone now 10 minutes first quarter. Northcote Park 1 straight 6. Eltham hasn't scored. McEwen doing the ruck work now. Took it out of the ruck, went to give it off by hand to Colopy running by. Didn't quite work out, and now we'll have a ball up. Half forward here for Eltham. They are attacking to the market end of Preston City Oval. Ball on the grandstand side of the ground. McEwen went up against the polo. Won that one down, McEwen. At ground level, though, Rogers tried to crash through for Eltham. He was going nowhere. Caught up in a two-man tackle there by Sutton and Barnes-Webb, and we'll have a third stoppage.
11 minutes gone. It is Northcote 6. Eltham yet to score. And McEwen goes up once more, gets up nice and high. He's winning a few of these taps here early, but Woods won the clearance. Got it deep inside forward 50. Merkel's going to pick it up at ground level. He's a creative player, Merkel. He tried to sell Laurie into some space. Billy Glasgow does the roving. Dribbles one towards goal. And has just nicked the edge of the post, the inside of the post. It will be one behind, first score of the day for Eltham.
So one straight plays one behind. 5 points the difference. Northcote Park leading. Schultz with a long kick out of full back. The Breeze carries that one up towards the left half back flank. 60 metres out from their defensive goal. Davies takes it at ground level. Wheels around on the left boot and kicks that one up the line. Hits his target in De Bruin, standing on the outer side, hotel side of the ground. Waits for men in white to stream forward and work forward for him. De Bruin on the left boot, pumps that one long on the outer side, up towards half forward. It goes through the hands of the Eltham defenders. Campbell retrieves, handballs backwards now. Mickey O'Connell sends that one long and deep inside forward 50. Shaw out and muscled his man, but the kick was heavy. And that one's gone out of play. Inside the forward pocket, deep in the Northcote Park half of the ground.
Dylan Campbell playing against his former side in Eltham, was there in 2013. Of course, joined Northcote last year. Spent some time at Seymour in between as well. And was one of the standout players in last week's elimination final win over the Bulls.
Williamson won it down, but there was a high tackle straight away. Northcote free kick deep inside forward 50.
Coat hanger on Campbell.
There was a coat hanger. And Campbell, that man who is playing against his former side, has a chance to strike an early blow against them.
And he's in the number 7 Guernsey today. Obviously, Northcote, as Jordan alluded to earlier, wearing the white clash strip. Wore the 23 last week. Aaron Shaw in that, obviously the long sleeve Guernsey. He must have dibs on that long sleeve Aaron Shaw. So Campbell's changed the number and he comes in now to the the city end of Preston City Oval, and he's put it straight through the middle. So Northcote Park with the opening 2 goals, and they move out to an 11-point advantage. 2 goals straight, 12 Northcote Park. Eltham is 1 behind. We have gone 12 and 3/4 minutes first term, and I know Eltham's down early, guys, but given the way the game's been played, I reckon they'd still be content with how the opening 13 minutes have transpired.
It's been pretty even around the contest, but the majority of the game has been played in the Northcote forward half. They would want to be getting some cleaner ball movement into their forwards. Merkel hasn't really seen it yet. He had a couple of opportunities, but the ball's gone over his head every time the ball's come down to him.
Williamson thrown into the ruck, gets a little tip down. De Bruin gets it for Northcote Park, loses it. Williamson gets it back, pumps that one long inside forward 50. Taglieri was standing at centre half forward, couldn't take it. Donaldson now coming through, almost had his head taken off from behind. That was Laurie coming through. McEwen wraps that one up at ground level. There'll be another stoppage. Just to the right of the centre circle, in the middle of Preston City Oval here. Semi-final of Division 1, Eltham versus Northcote Park. Live on your local station, 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. Ball thrown up, McEwen tips that one down. Eltham will get first hands through Glasgow. On the right boot, check side around the corner towards centre half forward. They all fly at the full. Davies has had a lot of it so far. On the right boot now, showing his versatility, ambidextrous. Goes up towards right half forward. Campbell over the top. Sees a man there in Spark who's wrapped up in a big tackle from Evans. Umpire says holding the ball.
Great tackling effort there by Evans. They looked at a bit of strife there when that kick came through from Davies, but the mark not taken by Campbell, and Evans mopping up here for Eltham. Short kick, grandstand side's going to find his co-captain in Taglieri. One of the standouts for Eltham despite losing last week to McLeod. He goes short. He's found McCabe here, still defensive side of the centre circle, looking for Zito, couldn't quite take it on the chest. Campbell got in there for Northcote Park, got it back to Carter, now by hand to De Bruin, kicks inside 50, sparks his target, but it goes over his head, and the mark taken on the chest for Eltham by Darcy Valance.
And Darcy Valance does try to open up the outer side. Louis Glasgow, oh, just a little spin out of trouble there. That was pretty fancy. Got it over to Evans and then to Burns, and Burns back into Billy Glasgow in the centre of the Preston City Oval. He goes out wide. Finds Laurie. He goes with a right foot kick up towards full forward. Merkel probably dropped what he should have taken. Ground level ball. The handball went awry as well. Boscarini now hovering over the contest. Also Capillari still working hard. Here is Laurie. Tried to get it back to that man Merkel on hands and knees. A lot of players around the footy. Ball ushered over the boundary line and it will be thrown in.
Interesting to note, Capillari's at full back playing on Merkel out of the goal square. So that's an interesting matchup.
It was disappointing that he couldn't take that mark. The kick was at the ankles, but it was a lovely transition of play there by Eltham. Probably deserved more.
Ball whirls back into play. De Bruin gets on the end of it. Sends that one outside his defensive 50. Burns, though, gets it back for Eltham, and they go back inside again. A long high ball to the pocket. Williamson underneath it. Couldn't take it. Boscarini, it's giving it away to Dukas. Around the corner. Spins that one to the goal square. Merkel chases it down. Hooking kick around the body's gone out of bounds, and I think it's on the full.
It is indeed, so it'll be a restart here for Northcote Park, who lead after just shy of 16 minutes, 12-1. Of course, first semi-final. Winner of this game goes on to play McLeod in the prelim final next Sunday.
Wallace launches it long in the direction of Collop here. Has to fly. Billy Glasgow got up, laid a fist, and he'll knock it out of bounds. Or will it be kept in? No, not just quite. The Eltham player there on the boundary line did his best efforts. That was Zito trying to keep it in, but unfortunately, if you're an Eltham fan, it wasn't being able to be kept in, so gets thrown in now. Cox does the third man up work, gets it down to Woods, who got wrapped up by McEwen at ground level. We'll have another stop.
Still no sign of Lockie Richardson after going off in that second minute there, so it's been some 14 minutes since that incident, and the Eltham veteran hasn't been re-sighted. 47
metres out from the Eltham goal, ball thrown up, tap that one down to Taglieri. Ball's hit the ground again, and we'll have another stoppage. Northcote Park again and showing what they were doing last week and getting a lot of numbers around the contests. Ball thrown up again. McEwen doesn't win the tap down. It was Williamson that time, but getting on the end of it, Sutton shrugs a man off and then loses it. Dribbles that one up towards the half-forward flank. Glasgow came in. Billy sees that one over the boundary line. Another stoppage. Slow start to this one here at Preston City Oval.
Plenty of tight contested footy. Both sides trying to break away, finding it difficult. With all these numbers around the ball, it is Williamson who wins it down to ground level. Trying to get through here is Schultz. He's a creative player. He does very nicely to get it to De Bruin. He got wrapped up by 3 or 4 and a gang tackle. Panthers all over him. And we'll have yet another stoppage, Jordo. Same spot.
Tough forward here at Preston City Oval. Grandstand side of the ground. Eltham's forward 50 out of the air. Bronick Davies wasn't Ollie McEwen, in fact, who got the clearing kick, but it's gone straight down the throat of Billy Glasgow, centre half forward. Wheels around, sees Merkel leading into the pocket, aims for him, can't take the mark. Eltham players swarm. Cox off towards, he's lost it. Schultz will gather in the defensive pocket, gets it away up towards half forward, half back flank. Merkel tracking it down, but the boundary line beats him.
Played it perfectly there, Schultz.
Northcote Park avoid any danger.
Williamson just coming off now for a spell, and Jamie Smith onto the ground and already setting up defensively here if there is a quick kick out by Northcote Park.
So Rucks to go at it again. It's Billy Glasgow contesting against McEwen on this occasion. Neither could win it down convincingly. McEwen gets hands on it ground level. Laurie is able to grab it after McEwen coughed it up, but he got wrapped up in a huge tackle again.
And Lockie Richardson now just going down to the race. It looked okay, but being followed by the trainer as free kick's going to be plucked off the ball here, and it's going to go Eltham's way. Yep. And it looks like it's to Laurie, who was thrown out of that contest here. So he'll have a shot in front of the old scoreboard, a chance here to get one against the breeze here for his side. They are currently trailing 1 point to 2 goals straight, 12. And this would be, well, you're not going to get too many good chances kicking to the Preston market. And this is an important shot for Laurie, who again was one of their better players in defeat last weekend. And if you kick this going into time on, the Panthers have certainly made a bright start into a pretty difficult breeze.
It's going to be a tough kick for the little man. Right foot kick on the way, just hangs out to the right. So one more behind added to the Eltham total. Margin now down to 10.
So Cougars to bring the ball back in from fullback. It will be Wayne Schultz who kicks it to himself, has a bounce and then launches a long one down the line, looking for O'Connell, who couldn't get his hands on it first. It was Billy Glasgow who did, but Northcote are going to come away with it. Good work by De Bruin. Nice little handball chain with O'Connell to find his brother Paddy O'Connell. And now a long one into the shore direction. He's going to have to be creative here to get it over the top to a teammate. Valance tried to get a spoil out of bounds. Handball comes back to Shaw. Shaw's got a man in the goal square, and it is Donaldson. Across the face, he takes the mark. He's done it well.
They worked that really well, didn't they? There was nice work on the wing there, quick hands through O'Connell, and Svark was there as well. And then inside the forward pocket there, Shaw did well, but also Pappas, who was strong in the contest, held the football, didn't fumble, and in doing so was able to handball back out to Shaw, who sent it up here for Donaldson. Tight angle, but a chance here to make it a 16-point ball game.
Joel Donaldson around the corner on the right foot, makes no mistake. Northcote Park have got 3 goals to open up this first semi-final.
So it's the Cougars now, 3 goals straight, 18. Eltham 2 behind. We just tick into time on now, and it was a costly miss at one end there by Laurie, and all the way down the other end, Northcote Park, it's the old 11-point play, isn't it? A miss down one end, coast to coast, and it ends up in a goal to Joel Donaldson down the other end of the field. And now Northcote Park take a 16-point lead as we approach time on, and there's some key matchups in the middle of the ground there, some great ones there. Schultz on Anton Woods, and also De Bruin side by side with Braden Taglieri. It looks like it's Cox who's the man with the defensive job on Bronick Davies.
De Bruin and the 2 O'Connells, brilliant in that goal, that passage of play.
Here's a question for you guys to ponder. Who's the better set of brothers, the Glasgows of Eltham or the O'Connells of Northcote Park? Answer after this next bit of play. Davies comes through, De Bruin in there as well. Eltham getting numbers around the ball. There'll be another stoppage.
I'd have Billy Glasgow in my team over just about nearly anyone else in the league. I love the way he goes about his footy.
Buy one, get one free. You have to take Louis Glasgow as well. Ball thrown up. Jamie Smith taps it down, wins his own clearance. Handball's off to Rogers. Coming through, Cox spits that one out. On the outside there is Louis Glasgow. Sees Evans beside him. Looked for the handball, but he was wrapped up straight away.
I've got no problems with having Louis either. He's pretty handy too.
He's had a good step up this year, Louis Glasgow. He's probably a bit part player last year, but this year he's had a good impact on the team.
He's only 19 years old. He's only going to get better.
Ball thrown up at centre half forward here for the Northcote Park Cougars, but there's a free kick going Eltham's way. So Smith, the ruckman, has it and booms that one out long towards the centre wing out of side, but it's been taken in the arms of Di Matteo. Just defensive side of the centre wing. Sees Donaldson short and in the corridor. So he buys that token and finds Donaldson. Goes across to Schultz.
Not knocking Paddy or Mickey, by the way. They're pretty handy too.
They are excellent. Schultz goes up towards half forward. On there is Svark, who dropped the mark but gets it back as well. Has a flying shot at goal. Fancied himself from that range with the breeze behind him, but instead it's gone way out of bounds on the full.
So it'll be Daniel Caulfield to bring it in from full back in the left back pocket. 22 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Eltham still yet to register a goal and have struggled to keep the ball inside their forward half for any considerable period of time during this first quarter. It is 2 behinds for the Panthers, and the Cougars are 3 straight 18 as Caulfield sidesteps Pappas and goes long down the line looking for Williamson. He won't be able to rise up the top. Smith at ground level was able to get it after it came off the hands of Wallace. Now Boscarini charging through. Tommy Rogers had a hand on it. McEwen charging in. He got crashed off it as well. Di Matteo lays a big tackle. We will have a stoppage. It's a hot footy here in the first quarter of the first semi-final.
Sammy, you've been quiet on the debate. O'Connell's or Glasgow's?
I'll go the opposite of what Tom said. Sit on the fence there. Is the ball now back in the umpire's hands. It's going to be McEwen up against Smith. McEwen, he started this game so well. He's won that one down. Boscarini is wrapped up in a big tackle. Ball spills out. Smith for Eltham. A long way down for the ruckman to bend, but he did well, but wrapped up again in a 2-man tackle. So another ball up. Attacking side of the centre square for Northcote Park. They lead here. 23 minutes played. 3 goals straight. 18. Eltham 2 behinds. Again, the ruckman guided. Again, McEwen wins it down. Davies tried to charge through, may have been held. Umpire lets it go, and we'll have a 3rd stoppage. It's a tough footy to win. It's good to see Richardson back on his feet on that boundary line, so hopefully he's not far away from a restart.
Looks like he's the next to come on as well, standing behind the interchange gates. There's the ball to be thrown up again, just forward of the circles. It's going to be McEwen against Smith. Smith got the punch away, didn't go very far. Taglieri has it, and Davies brings him down. 2 of the better inside midfielders of today's matchup. Davies and Taglieri. Ball thrown up again. McEwen and Smith. Smith got a little way, but McEwen just gets the clearance. Singh just tries to paddle that one forwards inside forward 50. Donaldson gets it. Splits the difference. Handballs straight into the chest of Davies. That one's gone to ground as well. And a good chance suddenly flies away for Northcote Park. A ball up.
He was clean in a tight situation there. Interesting in that earlier stoppage there. McEwen got a shepherd out of the contest by his own teammate in De Bruin. He couldn't get there. He ran into his teammate.
McEwen wins it down. Valance, he won it down the other way. Only as far as Schultz though. Sidesteps one, sidesteps another. Just dribbles one into the path of McEwen. Can he pick it up? Ollie the big man. He decides to just soccer it off the ground into a dangerous area. Pappas, can he get to it? No, not quite. Ball ushered over the goal line by Daniel Caulfield, one behind.
McEwen, he's one of the more underrated players throughout the competition. Early on in last week's game, he seemed to struggle against Matty Dennis, but as the game wore on, he really worked his way into it, and he's been superb in the first 20 minutes here.
Caulfield out the near side. Davies a big fly at the back, couldn't take it. Woods front and centre, sharks it. His kick was smothered by Di Matteo, and that one goes out of bounds. Off hands, 55 metres around from Northcote Park's home. Right half forward, just beneath our commentary box position here at Preston City Oval. Ball comes whirling back into play, right half forward. Smith gets it.
Through that.
Just loses it, and the umpire has given away the free for a throw. So Northcote Park will get it with De Bruin, standing about 55 metres out from his goal.
Is he within range here with that breeze in his back?
Maybe just, it doesn't look like he's going to back himself.
No, he centred his kick up towards the full forward position. Underneath it is Pappas. Caulfield got a fingertip on that one and sees it over the boundary line, and there is the siren.
Maybe should have gone for it.
So a pretty quiet first quarter, but you'd say Northcote Park dominated that one with all the forward movement. And at the first change of today's semi-final, it is Eltham 2 straight behinds to Northcote Park 3-1-19. The margin is 17 points.
The goal kickers for Northcote Park, one each to Luke Svark, Dylan Campbell and Joel Donaldson, the last of which came at the 19-minute mark. And at quarter time, they take a 17-point advantage. And Tommy, I think Northcote Park would be pleased to have a lead, but I don't think Eltham would be too unhappy with how that first quarter played out, just conceding the 3.
Whoever's deep, or just go for goal if you back your kick.
So we're just about ready to go here. Umpire with the ball in the hand inside the centre square. Second term action now about to start. It is Northcote Park at quarter time leading 3 goals at 1-19. Eltham the 2 behinds, and Eltham with some key players inside that forward 50. It's Anton Woods has gone forward as well. Good to see Lockie Richardson back on the ground. He's being manned by Harmit Singh, and it's Di Matteo with a big job on Anton Woods.
So here we go, second quarter action in the semi-final, and it is DePaolo and Williamson going up again. One down in the path of Schultz and Davies, and it is Cox who's the first one to get hands on it. Handballs back to Billy Glasgow. Tumbler over the head of Dukas, running onto it is Woods. Can he cleanly collect and snap towards goal? He does, but it wasn't that close towards the goal. It was out of bounds on the full.
So it smashes into the behind post there, so it's going to be Nick Carter to bring the ball back into play.
It's good running though from Anton Woods, streamed right out of the centre square and into the forward pocket as Carter now exits defence and sees McEwen at half back. He couldn't take the mark, there were hands coming in from all different directions, but Boscarini gets the soccer off the ground up towards centre wing, and then going back the other way, it was McCabe who did the same thing. Northcote Park will get possession though through Schultz, who now kicks that one long towards the centre circles. Svark underneath it, has to go hard, he did, and wins it off the ground level as well. Gets it off to Colopy, plenty of run. They deliver that one inside forward 50 against the breeze. Shaw comes out to meet it, he doesn't mark. Campbell retrieves on 50. McCabe coming in and gives away the free kick for a high. So Dylan Campbell will have it here, wants to keep the momentum going and goes quickly, but the umpire's killed it dead. So go back over your mark.
What a brilliant piece of play in the middle of the ground by Svark, contesting the mark, bringing it to ground, and then working hard for the inside ball and feeding one of his runners.
So Campbell standing just outside his 50, starting his run up from about 60, but I'm sure he's going to go for a target against the breeze. Sends that one long towards the hot spot. They all fly, big fist out the back from Williamson. Rogers is there, overlaps with DePaolo, and now they link up through Taglieri on the outer side. I think that was McCabe who goes to the outer side and finds Billy Glasgow. DePaolo kept on running from centre half back. This is great movement from Eltham. They send that one long to forward 50. Williamson, no, Smith takes the mark. 30 metres out, brilliant delivery from Braden Taglieri as well.
Clever by Taglieri, saw the one-on-one, Big Smith outsizing his direct opponent there in Wallace, and had front position as well. He just had to kick it to his advantage, and Braden Taglieri knows that he can.
Well, when you got tall forward like a Smith, Williamson down there, you just got to get it into them long and strong and hope that they can take the mark in the air. They've got runners at ground level with Dukas and Woods at their feet as well, so plenty of dangerous targets as Smith comes in, shot on goal. Well, the crowd liked it behind the goals, but the umpire wasn't being fooled. It's a minor score, so they need those goals to go through. 30 metres out directly in front. Can't waste any chance with the breeze. Eltham 3 behinds, Northcote Park 3-1-19.
That's the type of ball movement we didn't see last week from Eltham, but it was great off half-back. So coming out from full-back here, Northcote Park, Schultz taking a bounce and sees a man on the outer side. They kick up the line. Working it by hand with Carter. De Bruin takes it in the air, handballs backwards, but really just had to get rid of it quickly because it was in the middle of a tackle. Eltham get the mopping up clearance towards the forward pocket. Williamson's there. Barnes-Webb sees it over the line. There'll be a throw in. Deep in the forward 50 here. Left forward pocket for the Eltham Panthers. A lot of players around this one. A lot of their tall timber as well. Smith is there. Williamson's lurking. Smith taps that one down against Capillari. Schultz is there, gets the clearing kick up towards halfback. Hasn't cleared defensive 50 though. Rogers is there, ridden into the back off by Boscarini. And umpire says holding the ball. I think it was actually Sutton on the outer side at right half back who's taken it. So Rogers just dove over the footy and gave away the holding the ball free kick. Sutton at right half back. Kicks up the line here for the Cougars. They all fly underneath it. Well, no one really contested there for Northcote Park. Billy Glasgow had the easy mark. And so Eltham will go straight back inside forward 50 again. Glasgow loads this one up, goes deep in forward 50, and they're just playing kick to kick now. Sutton has it for Northcote Park.
So we'll see if we can get some clean movement out of defence this time here. That wind, if anything, might have picked up even further. That flag across at Bell City is certainly raging to the right of screen, certainly to the city end.
Was blustery at ground level. I could barely hear Mario Bandera down there. He has a loud booming voice, but I could barely hear it.
As Northcote Park now chip out through the fence to Donaldson, but the kick fell short there. That came from Boscarini. A chance here for Woods in the forward pocket. Chipping ball for Dukas, but it just sat up. And Barnes-Webb, he smashed the ball out of bounds, and he also got Dukas on the way through as well. So he's down. And it looks like he might be in a bit of trouble there. That ball was a hospital ball, and unfortunately Dukas is on the receiving end. He's
good to see he's
slowly getting to his feet, but certainly felt the full effects of Bryn Barnes-Webb crashing through his defensive goal square there.
So a couple of Panthers getting knocked around here in the first half, but they're still keeping at their task. Well, one down by DePello, only as far as Boscarini swings it out to the outer side. Foot race here. It's going to be a one-on-one between Orion and Svark. And it is out on the outer side before either of those two could pick up the ball. It will be a boundary throw-in. 4 minutes and 41 seconds gone here in the second quarter as Eltham 3, Northcote Park 19. And the Rucks to go at it again. DePaulo, one at ground level. Cox, Schultz, all over it. And it will be yet another stoppage. Same position on the 50.
So Northcote Park having to do some defensive work here. Eltham with all the forward movement in this second term. DePaulo taps that one down. Getting a little handball away with Svark. Eltham numbers all around this one. The whistle's gone. Free kick going the way of Eltham.
Taglieri.
The co-captain, Taglieri, has it on the outer side. Left half forward. Swings that one towards goal. Out the back. Williamson read it beautifully. Saw the kick was going heavy. Dropped his way off the pack and took an overhead mark.
Well, that's just experience, knowing that the wind's going to carry it further and further and further. So he's the tall man who stayed out the back.
And they just simply must have this goal go through. Surely now they've gone 5.5 minutes into this second quarter without a goal. 3 plays 19, and Williamson now must take the responsibility. He comes in now from point blank range, and he's kicked one of the worst kicks at goal I think you've ever seen. He's kicked it sideways, and it's out of bounds on the full. That's harder to do than to put it through.
How did you put that out of bounds on the full? I cannot believe it.
So that's a bizarre one. Carter with the restart to De Bruin. That's a dangerous kick as well. He kicked to a one-on-one, and it's spoiled out of bounds. So not the best minute of football we've seen here. Throw in 30 metres out from Eltham's goal. Ball on the far side of the ground, and at the moment Carter on Merkel. That might be a matchup that Eltham looks to isolate deep inside attacking 50.
So ball comes back into play, left half forward here for the Panthers. McEwen gets the tap out. Eltham numbers all around it though, at ground level. Billy Glasgow, handballs back outwards. They send that one along inside forward 50 through Caulfield. Underneath it, they'll all converge. A fist goes up there from the Cougars. Around the body, Richardson sends that one towards goal. Again, out of bounds on the full. We're getting nothing here.
They've kicked 3 out in the full for the quarter. Woods, Williamson, and now on that occasion, Richardson. And it's going to be Carter again. It hasn't been a bright opening to this second quarter, and the overhead skies look like we might get rain as that ball goes into the man on the mark. Now Schultz is under the pump. He's tackled by Brazil. Ball now close to the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in 15 metres out from the Eltham goal. Hopefully a bit more positive play shortly.
It is horribly difficult to call at the moment, but that's all right. We'll persist. The umpire throws it back in. It is McEwen who wins it down to Barnes-Webb, who just volleys it off the ground, tries to get it out of the defensive area, holding on. Free kick against Gilbert. It's going to be an O'Connell ball.
The emergency umpire was telling the water boy to get off the ground. I reckon that water boy's about 10 years old.
Yeah, it's only in between goals.
So a long one down the line from that man O'Connell. He was looking for Pappas, but coming in was Billy Glasgow, but a free kick has been plucked out for Valance, and he shorts it to the 35-year-old Lockie Richardson, who has recovered, which is good to see. After that knock that he copped, going back with the flight, a courageous effort in the first quarter, knocked his head on the turf, but he's all right now. Ball at half forward after the long kick from Richardson. Taglieri trying to weave his way in and out of traffic, and the umpire says he weaved his way in and out of traffic incorrectly. It's going to be a Northcote Park free kick, holding the ball against Taglieri.
So deep inside their defensive 50, they haven't seen much forward movement in this quarter at all. In fact, they haven't gone inside 50 at all, Northcote Park, in this term. It's all been Eltham. as that kick holds up in the breeze. Up towards half-back,
grab.
McEwen came in and took the beautiful mark. McEwen at right half-back here for the Cougars. Just weighing up his options. There's plenty up the line. There's a few across the ground if he's daring enough to go there, but he's not. So he goes up the line to the big contest. A big fight at the back there from Sutton, but he's given away a free kick. Advantage paid here to Eltham. Richardson swings a handball into Woods. He can go for a bit of a gallop. On the right boot, sends that one long towards Dukas. Out the back, Barnes Webb had a fist up. Dukas still gets the fall. Wants the handball out to Glasgow running past. And there's a holding free kick. So Dukas gets the free inside the Eltham forward 50.
Northcote fans not happy with that.
You can hear them down below.
It's against Boscarini, it looks like.
So it's going to be little Jamie Dukas, who's had a good season in the last 6 weeks or so. Has really stepped up inside this Eltham forward 50.
Kick just about goal of the year a few weeks ago. It was an absolute beauty against McLeod from the boundary where he smothered it and then nailed it from the boundary. Absolute cracker.
17 goals in 11 games this year for Jamie Dukas, the forward pocket player from the Panthers. From right half forward, sends that one goal bound, swinging back in the breeze. Eltham finally have their first goal of the afternoon, and it's Jamie Dukas.
So it took them 9 minutes into the second quarter, but the Panthers are on the board. Jamie Dukas putting one through after winning the free kick, and his side now within 10 points of Northcote Park. 1 goal, 3-9. Northcote Park 3 goals, 1-19. And Tommy, it's safe to say they needed that one there after a few woeful efforts at the big sticks.
Yeah, no, they've finally got their kicking boots on, the Panthers, and they'll need to continue that. But they'll be happy with how they've gone in this second quarter. They've locked the ball inside the forward half for pretty much the whole quarter so far. We'll see if Northcote can manage to get it down their end from this stoppage. But they can't from the first one. We'll see if they can do it from the second one after the ball was wrapped up once again right in the centre of the Preston City Oval. It is Woods who wins the clearance. They're not going to be able to get it here at Northcote, but first hand to the ball might be Northcote player. Big collision at half forward. Dukas went in and put his body on the line. It was great effort by him, and now the ball wrapped up at half forward once again. We will see yet another stoppage. Umpire to throw it up once again. McEwen comes in and taps it down to ground level. Dukas charging through once again. He's been involved a few times in the last couple of minutes, but he's wrapped up once more. A lot of bodies getting around this contest here at half forward.
So 40 metres out from the Eltham goal. Ball thrown up. McEwen rose highest in the ruck contest. Just gets a little fingertip out, but emerging with it is the Eltham midfielder. Now Merkel, 55 metres out, loads up towards goal. It'll hang across to the right. One behind added to the Eltham total. They move to 1-4-10. Northcote Park 3-1-19.
Nice work in close quarters there by Lewis Glasgow to win the hard ball, get it out to his co-skipper in Merkel, whose long-range effort, well, it certainly had the carry, but just not the accuracy.
What the heck is that noise? What's going on out there? Ball comes out towards. I think it was the fans sitting behind the goals. As the ball goes out towards left half forward, the intercept mark has been taken on the outer side by Taglieri. So here you go, Eltham again. They load that one up towards the goal square. A big kick. It's got the distance, not the accuracy though, but that's a massive kick. One behind. That was Taglieri. 1-5-11 Eltham, 3-1-19 Northcote Park.
He's got a long launch on him, the co-captain of Eltham on that occasion. Couldn't get it accurately through the big sticks. But it will be Wayne Schultz from fullback as he kicks it to himself and then launches it long down the line, looking for his tall target there in Capillari, who raises up to the contest with one hand, but it's going to come back Eltham's way. Tommy Rogers didn't know the handball was coming to him. Now McCabe laying a big tackle at ground level. Here's Anton Woods once again. Rogers in there as well. A lot of Northcote players involved again. We'll have yet another stoppage inside the forward 50, or just on the forward 50, just about 3 or 4 metres inside at this stage. One down by Smith into the arms of Schultz, and then a big tackle laid once again. It is 1-5-11 the Panthers to 3-1-19 Northcote Park. 12 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Jordan Canellis.
Live on your local station, 88.6 Bunny Valley FM. It's the first semi-final here of Division 1, Eltham versus Northcote Park. On the 50, the ball was thrown up and tapped straight over the boundary line, so there'll be another stoppage. 55 metres around from the Eltham goal, left half forward, far side of the ground. It's been stuck in that area of the ground for most of this second term. As the ball comes spinning back into play. McEwen taps that one down. Davies almost had it at his laces, lost it. Goes again, Davies. Now Woods has a bit of air to work with. Schultz comes in and steals it off him. Woods takes him to ground in a big bear hug tackle. And there'll be another ball up, 25 metres out from Eltham's goal.
All quarter, Northcote Park had that loose man just getting back and trying to make it a 3-on-2 or 2-on-1 contest back with Williamson or Merkel, whoever's deep in the goal square. Is that ball now handballed forward? It's Taglieri who kicks the ball forward towards the Eltham goal. No one got a hand on it. Ball ditches in the goal square, and the pack just converges on, stacks on the mill, and we'll have a ball up 5 metres out from this Eltham goal. They've done all the attacking in this second quarter, but they've got so far just one goal for their effort.
Every player in Eltham's attacking half of the ground. Woods out of the pack, snaps that one towards goal. Louis Glasgow gets it. Woods had a shot at goal about 10 metres out. Glasgow took it 2 metres out and towed it through for a goal. That's Eltham's second. And they now move to a total of 2-5-17. Just 2 points behind Northcote Park, who are 3-1-19. We've gone 13.5 in the second term.
Well, it's turned around quickly, hasn't it, for Eltham? They were doing all the attacking. You mentioned it earlier, Tommy, that while they hadn't been able to score, their intent had been good so far in the second quarter. Now they've kicked 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes, and suddenly a deficit that at one stage was 16 points has been cut to 2, and the Panthers now, they'll be looking to go on with things from here. They've got the momentum of the game, their confidence is up, and they'll be looking for the next one to take the lead for the first time in the game.
Here's Smith, he fresh airied it, so Schultz was the first one who was able to pick it up at ground level. He evades Cox and he's able to swing one out towards the wing. Getting to it first on the bounce is going to be Di Matteo. He has to get around Caulfield, decides to just move it further forward, finds Colopy, who takes a nice lead, presenting up to the ball. He moves it further afield, looking for McEwen, the big ruckman who's drifted forward. Handball back into Colopy. He's going to run to the 50, launch a long one into the goal square. 2-on-1 contest. Pappas won't be able to take the mark, but he'll go in, follow the hard ball at ground level, and he'll win a free kick here for the Cougars. And their first forward entry, their first inside 50 of the quarter, is going to result in a set shot from the top of the goal square.
Well, every goal to this market end of the ground certainly worth its weight in gold. We said that in the first quarter when Laurie had his shot and couldn't put it through. This one, he's on a much kinder angle here. It's O'Connell, in fact. It looks like Michael O'Connell, but certainly not easy still with the wind. But from 20 metres out directly in front, he'd back himself.
Pappas flew for the mark. O'Connell was the one who won the free kick at ground level, and it's O'Connell who puts through the first goal of the second quarter for the Cougars.
So Northcote Park respond quickly to Eltham's run of 2 straight goals. The Cougars, 4 goals, 1-25. Eltham, 2-5-17. That one certainly against the grain of play, as you mentioned, Tom. First inside 50 for the quarter for Northcote Park, 15 minutes into the term, but they certainly made the most of it. And Michael O'Connell was one of the more trustworthy users of the football by foot, so the ball was certainly in safe hands.
2-5 plays 4-1 here at Preston City Oval. Eltham versus Northcote Park. Northcote Park with the 8-point advantage. First semi-final. Ball thrown up from the middle to Paolo, doing the ruck work against McEwen. Neither win the tap, but Davies gets the clearance away here for Northcote Park. Maybe they're just getting momentum back here. Di Matteo on the outside, swings that one towards centre half forward McLennan. Backwards to Di Matteo again. Short in towards Shaw, couldn't take the mark. Ryan tidies up, he's taken the ground though. Going in after it is Valance and Caulfield. Caulfield takes McLennan to ground in a big slinging tackle. And the umpire's going to stop that frantic bit of play, and there'll be a ball up just left of centre, but 45 metres out from Northcote Park's goal.
16 minutes gone here, second quarter. Umpire to throw the ball up at half forward here for Northcote Park. It is McEwen who taps it down into the path of Spark, who releases Mickey O'Connell, who got dumped in a massive tackle. Going after it is Ryan. He paddles it out of bounds, boundary throw in on the 50.
So just ticked over 16 minutes here in the second term, and finally after almost a quarter and a half, we've finally got a bit of a contest on our hands. Left half forward, ball thrown back into play. Northcote Park's forward half of the ground. Nolgert was there, couldn't take it. Davies flies high against Taglieri. Good match up that one. At the bottom of this one, Spark. Davies dives after it again. Eltham numbers all around this one. Whistle's gone. As a high free kick that's been plucked out of that little scrap. It's going to go the way of Will De Bruin, who's playing his 50th game this afternoon for Northcote Park. He's played 60 games in his overall career, a few of them in the VFL. Left foot kick up towards the forward pocket area. A lot of Eltham numbers around this one. Shaw sharks it. Handballs backwards to Svark. Has to gather. Does. Dummies one way. Swings that one towards goal, but it's hung well out to the left. And one more behind added to Northcote Park's total. They move to 4-2-26. Eltham 2-5-17.
It's amazing. Eltham kicked those 2 goals. They look to be on, and ever since it's been all Northcote Park kicking a goal, and on that occasion Svark just shooting wide.
So here they go, up the middle of the ground. It is Louis Glasgow, takes the mark, and then he tried to get it to Evans, but he slipped over. Now Di Matteo's got the footy here for Northcote Park. Kick up in the air from Svark, looking for a high flyer to come in and put his body on the line. A couple did. Taglieri and De Bruin over the top of the footy. It will be yet another stoppage at half forward, but the ball now, after the first 15 minutes, we saw it being locked in the Eltham forward half. Northcote are doing a good job to lock it in theirs.
And against the wind as well. Ball thrown back up. Big tap from Smith. Punched that one up towards the half-back flank area. Svark coming in though, winning it back for Northcote Park. Now the ball back in dispute. Neither team going to win in that little scrap, and the umpire calls for it again.
Ooh, a bit of a to-do there. I reckon Northcote Park might win a free kick out of this. No,
Yeah.
in fact, it's going Eltham's way. So Naldred was the man thrown out of the contest, but it's a free kick to Anton Woods at half-back.
Yeah, they just had a little bit of a tango at ground level as the ball now goes short to Lewis Glasgow. Got plenty of options up the line. He's got Zito working short for him. Merkel a bit further forward. Aims
great
in the
kick.
corner. That's
Beautiful.
a great kick. Finds a man standing on centre wing. They wheel that one around. That kick came from Evans up towards full forward. DePaulo's there. He's got a few runners going past for the
mark.
crumb, but DePaulo,
It's a 3 grabber.
I reckon that's the third bite of the cherry. He's taken it.
Well, that all came really from that kick from Glasgow. He opened up the corridor, got it into Evans, who could then kick it directly long to the Paolo. Had the mismatch there. It was certainly the height advantage in that contest there. And as you say, Tom, a 3 grabber. It wasn't orthodox by any stretch of the imagination, but he'll certainly claim it. And a chance here to cut the margin back into 2 points.
Crucial that he puts this through too.
Hasn't kicked a goal in his senior career. Right foot kick on the way. He snuck it home. What a time to kick your first senior goal. Anthony DePaulo puts that one through, and Eltham now move to 3-5-23. Northcote Park. As the scoreboard now just goes away from me, 4-2-26. The margin is 3.
As I was just about to say, really important that he did put that one through, because going to half-time, they're going to come out after half-time against the wind again, and you don't want to be going in with more than the goal or 2 deficit. And they won't if they can retain the margin that they have at the moment. 3 points down they are at the moment, Eltham, and they wouldn't mind pinching another one and just sneaking in front before half-time. As we go back to the middle of the ground, it's Capillari going up against Smith. It is Smith who wins it down to Taglieri, but he got wrapped up in a huge tackle once again right in the middle of the Preston City Oval. This is semi-final action here in the Northern Football League. We've got a beauty of a contest here at the moment, Eltham versus Northcote Park, and it is Tommy Rogers coming away from the stoppage. Barnes-Webb working really hard, Donaldson going really hard to try and stop him from getting his run going. Rogers goes in hard again, gets it out towards Richardson, who's been on fire since he's come back on the ground. Louis Glasgow getting involved, gave it to Evans, and then over to Taglieri, who laces one out to Dukas, and he takes the mark on the 50. He can give it back to Taglieri if he likes with the handball, but he's going to decide to take the responsibility, go long towards the goal square. There's 3 targets down there, and one of those is Williamson, and I wouldn't think he'll stuff it up this
no,
time.
he's played on.
Surely not. He hasn't done it again, has he, Williamson?
What is he? He's
He's having a second quarter to forget, Williamson. He's had a couple of very, very easy opportunities to just go back for the set shot and put it through, and maybe the pressure of finals just getting to him.
That's another howler from Matthew Williamson.
Poor kick out there from Wallace. Went short for Davies, but it just hung up in the air, and Tommy Rogers able to spoil it out of bounds. Well, the throw in, 20 metres out from the Eltham goal. They're kicking to the city end with the breeze. They are 24, trailing Northcote Park 26.
Ball thrown back in. De Bruin, third man up, gets that one down, but sharking it is Rogers
Oh,
from
no.
the pocket, snaps towards goal, across the face, bouncing off the palm of Mickey O'Connell, through for a rush behind. Eltham moved to 3-7-25. Northcote Park 4-2-26, 21 gone in the second term.
He's a very classy player, Tommy Rogers, NFL representative, and he's got a serious skill set to him. Almost bet that one back through for a goal, but just a minor score. As Northcote come out from fullback, he goes long in the direction of Davies. Not going to get to him. First one there will be Colopy, but the boundary will beat him. It is 25, plays 26. It is a 1 point ball game, 21 and a half minutes gone second quarter.
So the ball now back inside the field of play as the umpire brings it in. Smith to go up against Cavallari. Give that one to Smith. Won it down nicely, in fact, in the path of Dukas. He overran the football, charging through. That was a good tackle there by Brazil. And we'll have a ball up, 35 metres out from Eltham's goal. Of course, winner here plays McLeod in the prelim next Sunday. Umpire again, well won out there by Smith. Tapped into the path of Rogers. Paddled it once, paddled it twice. Gets a kick on goal. Won't have the carry. Going wide. And this one, well, the boundary line beats all comers. So we'll have a throw in. 15 out from the Eltham goal. And if they can find one here, they'll take the lead for the first time in the afternoon.
22 minutes gone, 3-7-25, plays 4-2-26. Northcote Park by a point here in the first semi-final here in the Division 1 2015 Watermark Northern Football League final series. And it now comes out to De Bruin, who goes with that long left foot of his, and Pappas meets it beautifully, got up high, extended the jukes, and took a big grab at half-back. And now he goes back over his mark. So he's been a regular member of the Northcote Park side for a few years. This year, in and out of the side. Hasn't been able to find a regular place, but he's back in for finals, and he just showed us why. And that was a lovely long kick down to Capillari, who took a good mark on the wing. He wants to turn and go straight away. He does decide to do that. McLennan and Di Matteo were the targets, but Merkel doing well. Bit of experience at the back. makes the right decision and takes it out of bounds. Knew that the pressure, and it will be a throw-in in front of the Kramers Hotel.
Hotel side of the ground, ball thrown in right half forward. Capillari taps that one down, hoping for a man to get on the end of it. Instead, it was an Eltham player, but they will come in with numbers. De Bruin sees McLennan, fires a handball out to him. McLennan lost it, taking his man to ground, and there'll be another stoppage. A ball up at right half forward, just snuck inside the Northcote Park forward 50, about 45 metres out from their goal. Smith taps that one down here for Eltham, coming through on the outer side. McCabe couldn't get on the end of that one. Here goes Davies now from the pocket, chips
smart.
over the top, finds Campbell on the second bite of the cherry, takes the mark, and the smooth moving Davies set that one up, and Campbell can go back and, after kicking 4 goals last week, can line up for his second today.
He also, I mean, there was nice work there by Davies, but he also got a nice handball over the top, didn't he? Well-weighted handball, beat the would-be player who came to smother, and put Davies out into space. A lovely kick inside for Campbell, who took the one-hander at full stretch and goes back for his second, and he's put it through. So with that goal, Northcote Park extends its lead to 7 points. Campbell becomes the first multiple goal scorer on the ground, and Northcote Park moved to 5 goals to 32. Eltham is at 3 goals, 7-25. Campbell, we've kicked 5 goals now for the final series. Well, did he kick 4 last week? I think I had him down for 3. But either way, he's become a goal kicker. And a few simple misses at one end for Eltham have been made to pay, with Northcote Park kicking 2 goals into the breeze in this second term.
Former Panther becomes the first multiple goal scorer for the Cougars here in the first semi-final. And after that stoppage, Smith won it down, but there was a lot of players around the footy, so we will go again. Smith and Capillari. Smith belts it out into a bit of space. Having hands on it first was Vark, couldn't take it cleanly. Brazal and Taglieri knock into each other, so De Bruin's able to come away with it. Schultz got taken down in a big tackle. It's not often you see him brought down, but on that occasion he was. And we will have yet another stoppage at half forward here for the Panthers. Late stages here in the second quarter. And it is Capillari on this occasion who wins it down into the middle of the ground. Ricochets off Davies' foot after he bent down and tried to pick it up. Going in is Brazal again, and Woods and Taglieri and Capillari. A lot of players around the footy. Davies wrapped up, and we will have yet another stoppage. 25 plays, 32. 25 and a half minutes gone here in the second quarter.
Ball thrown up. Smith double taps that one down. Working his way through the pack there, I think it was Brazal who's taken the ground in a 2-man tackle. Right on centre half forward, directly in front of the Eltham goal. Ball thrown up again, Capillari in the ruck. Smith wins the tap down. They go further forward inside 50, but Schultz comes through the other way for Northcote Park. Brazal has it, McCabe has it, and they're both taking the ground. Another ball up, same position.
Obviously, talk about the Eltham structure without Chris Aradas. They kicked 8 goals in 6 quarters of finals football so far. They'd love him out there, but they've had some really good chances this term. It hasn't been through lack of opportunity, has it? 3 goals, 5 for the term so far. So, been wasteful at times, but they've certainly worked their way back into this contest as Capillari goes wide and Di Matteo takes the mark. I think Northcote Park would be content to just run the clock down for the remainder of this term.
Yep, happy with their 7-point lead.
As he chips up to half back. Smith attacked it there for Eltham. Ball gets to the front of the pack, hacked forward. Lots of numbers around this football here. Woods lays a tackle, and the siren sounds in the background, and it is half-time in the 2015 first semi-final. And it is Northcote Park, after leading by 16 points at quarter time, they now lead by 7 at the half. They are 5 goals to 32. Eltham 3 goals, 7-25. The goal scorers for Northcote Park, Dylan Campbell. He has 2 goals, kicked his second one late in that second quarter. And the other goal kickers for Northcote Park, singles to Luke Svark, Joel Donaldson and Michael O'Connell. And for Eltham, Lewis Glasgow, Jamie Dukas and Anthony DiPolo are their goal scorers. Guys, interesting first half. Obviously the wins played its role, but neither side's probably played to the best of their ability so far in this contest. Both, particularly Eltham, more so inside 50, have obviously wasted some chances. And Northcote Park, we just haven't seen that free-flowing movement. Obviously difficult when you're kicking into a breeze and you're just looking to play out wide and use the boundary as your ally. But even in the first quarter, never really got their game going as they did for parts of that final over Bundoora last week.
No, not 100%, but they have played the game pretty smart. It is tricky going against the wind. I thought they responded really well in the back part of that second quarter when Eltham were really coming at them, and they what is the inside 50 count in that quarter, George? It was 3-10. So Eltham had a lot of ball inside their forward half, but still Northcote were able to hit the scoreboard every time they went inside forward 50, and they have a handy little buffer to take into the half-time break, and they will be